You are now watching The Numbers Don't Lie with your host, The Real KP and Tight Work on the DML Network.
Yo, what's up, fellas? Hey, man, we here for another episode of Numbers Don't Lie. As we always say, kids lie, people in politics lie, but the numbers don't lie. So, hey, y'all know I got my co-host here, Tight Work. What up, man?
What's good, man? What's good?
Ain't nothing. I got my man Sweets 99. What's up, homie?
What up, man?
And we got a special guest on here today, man, that's gonna help us, commentate on some of these teams that we looking at, man. We got the homie Andre HSpeed 30. What up?
Let's go back. Numbers don't lie. I'm glad to be on.
All right, word up, man. So, first team we gonna look at, man, it's coming from the AFC. It's these Denver Broncos, man. Denver Broncos right now are sitting at a pretty 5-3. So let's take a look at their offense, man. Right now they have 2,250 yards of total offense. With that being said, if we break that down, man, it's like passing yards, they're at 1,663, rushing 587. That brings them in at 15th overall offense. What's up, fellas? Let's hear what you got to say.
Hey, well, I'll just step in and say, man, I just played him last week, and he's doing something with this rookie quarterback, Alex Bender from Notre Dame.
Yes.
A lot of guys passed him up, I think, because they didn't like his stats and all that, but he ain't doing too bad. He's got 8 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He's a running threat, and he's a lefty, so a little shorter quarterback, but man, he can get out and throw the ball on the run, and he did that to me a few times. So, dude ain't too bad, man. Got a 90 quarterback rating, which is always good. So, hey, you keep on pressing, man. Limit these turnovers, man. He might be nice.
Yeah.
The thing I like about him, he averaging 26 points a game, and 280 yards of offense a game. That's good. That put him in the middle of the league in points and yards per game. But he keep that up, man. He can turn the ship around.
I mean, it seemed like he turned around a little bit, man. He's 5-3 right now. He's kind of, heading for a spot in the playoffs, man. What you think, HP?
Well, numbers is a little bit lying to me in this instance, only based off of who he played. When I look at the schedule, which it bodes well for him throughout the whole year, because he don't have a real difficult schedule to navigate through. So Some of these numbers look a certain way based off of who you played. I mean, I think that's a big component into what the numbers look like. We'll see when he has to play tougher opponents. Now, he played the Jets. When I looked at that game, his numbers didn't look as good as his normal production.
Okay, so we saying that could possibly change if he makes it to the playoffs and start playing some of these division winners.
Absolutely. When you have to, because at the end of the day, even if you do find a way to win that division, which is going to be, it's going to come down between him and the Raiders. Right. If he does find a way to win that division, what are you going to do when you get into the playoffs and have to play a tougher opponent to the playoffs?
Gotcha.
Now, who would you say is his most impressive win so far, then?
None.
Well, that question wasn't just you then. I'm gonna give that question to Tight Work too.
I think as far as the offense goes, defense is another thing. His defense hasn't stepped up to be like one of the top tier teams, but as far as the offense goes, he's doing his thing. But his most impressive win, I got to say that sad win against the Texans.
The Sim win?
Hey,
a win is a win, man.
34-13, man. You can't beat that, man.
Hey, shout out to Expert who was in Peru. Let's go. So let's look at this defense, man. Let's look at the defense. Overall, he's 26. He's giving up a total of 2,373 yards. When we break that down, it seems like teams are passing on him, not rushing as much. But with the defense, he does have a total of 23 sacks. It seems like he's trying to get after the quarterback a little bit, man. He's giving up 184 points, which averages out to about 23 points per game. I mean, but the one thing that we can say about his defense right now, he's at a +7 turnover rate. So it's always good when you can create turnovers, man. So
for sure.
One good thing about his defense, but being ranked 26, I mean, I don't know about that one, man. I don't know.
That's a recipe for not making the playoffs.
Hey, okay. I will say I contribute a little bit to these sack numbers, man. He's got this big white boy in the middle, big rookie. Yeah. That as soon as you hike the ball, he just dives at your legs, and this 6'6", 300-pound monster just gets sacks off that just alone. So yeah, I contribute to them sack numbers.
All right.
Man, don't talk to me about no big white boy diving at your leg.
Hey man, he got me a couple times, boy. Just hike sack.
What you got to say, HP?
No, what I was gonna say is that, I mean, just based off his schedule, looking at his schedule going forward, he has a great opportunity to win the division. But just like Tightwork said, at the end of the day, your defense, look, that recipe is for an early exit, because you're gonna have to stop people. Like, if you gave up a lot of yards and you wasn't giving up points, I can live with it. And you getting turnovers, I can live with it, because you're not giving up points. But from what I'm seeing, he's giving up points, yards, and whatever else you want. You know what I'm saying?
He's giving up a little bit of everything, man. A little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's a little close, because he's averaging 26 a game and giving up 23.
Right.
Now, so let's be real. Now he's in the AFC West, where, I mean, if you look at the numbers, all he really has to do is catch the Raiders. So you catch the Raiders, you in. You're probably not going to get a wild card, because the wild card over here is like 10, 11 wins. So all you really got to do is catch these Raiders. So if he wins that division, he's in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he can get a wild card based on, look at the record. I mean, look at the schedule going forward. We don't know who the Chargers is, so that might be a forced win. Right. You got the Colts, the Seahawks, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Steelers. So right now he got 2 losses. I don't see another 2 losses really on the rest of that schedule, like guaranteed lock losses.
Right. I mean, so even looking at
that wild card spot gonna be very competitive, just based off the schedule.
Yeah. Even looking at week 17 when he plays Rich could be resting some starters in, so that could be a win for him, man. So offensively, he got to get together, man. In the red zone, he's 89% efficiency, man. He has 16 touchdowns and 9 field goals. And then when we're looking at him getting in those third down situations, he seems to be 50%. He has 42 conversions and 84 attempts. So, I mean, I would like to see that a little higher. But like I said, man, we're looking at his offense, defense. He got to get it together, man, to get these wins, get in the playoffs. All right. Yeah. So, what's up? You got something else to say? Tight work.
Nah, the touchdown, the percentage is nice, but like I said, it all boils down to your defense. If you're not stopping other guys from scoring, and then you got to play catch up. And sometimes late in the game, you get in the red zone, guys just like want to get the game over, and you score. Right. It looks good, so he got to fix this defense moving forward, man. But we'll get our predictions at the end of the show.
All right. So, the Broncos, let's get together, man. Let's keep pushing and get in the playoffs, man. Next is the team that's actually leading the AFC West, and that's the Oakland Raiders, man. That's darkness in them Raiders, man. I mean, offensively, he's 23rd. He's accumulated 1,761 yards. That's a little different from the Broncos when it comes to this defense. His defense is ranked over 9th overall and only giving up 1,908 yards. So, with that being said, what do you guys think about darkness in these Raiders, man, and sitting at 6-1?
We'll let Andre lead out on this one.
I like darkness. However, just like the Broncos, maybe it's the scheduling that they have this particular year in the AFC West, especially when the user from the previous Charger user was gone. He was running that division, as we all knew.
Yeah.
And looking at his first 7 games?
Yep.
I don't see a signature win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, going forward, he's 6-1, so he's in a great position to take the division down. What's going to determine that division is going to be those 2 games with Denver. That's basically what's going to determine it. Because he got to play Hamilton. He played the Titans, which the Titans looks good this year, so that's not an easy win. He played the Cardinals, the Seahawks. Yeah, but those 2 games with Denver, that's going to determine who wins this division. Now, the loser might have an opportunity to get a wild card, which is going to be tough, but they'll have an opportunity to do so.
Nah.
Based off of the schedule.
Hey, I'm gonna say they got to win. Whoever win got to get in. The wild cards in AFC is like pretty tight, and if you don't win the West, you don't get in. That's one of the conference, like the bottom conference that you have to win. That's just my opinion.
Now I usually co-sign with that, but I'm looking at the schedule too, and man, he got a. I'm seeing maybe 1 loss, maybe 2 losses, bro. So it's possible that he could finish at 12-4. I mean, he's 6-1 right now, so he can finish at 12-4 and be up for that wild card like usual over there. But man, this schedule is very favorable on his side, so I agree with that.
Yeah. All right, talking as far as his team go, looking at the numbers, I see he's trying to run the ball.
Yeah.
Averaging 99 yards a game, which is good, but that's still in the middle of the pack to be a running team. He's averaging 26 points, but then on the flip side, his defense is playing like so. He's stopping the run. He's second against the run, only giving up 46 yards a game. With that recipe, that's like y'all said, the schedule might aid into some of these numbers. It might change as the season go along, but that's a good recipe and make a playoff run. When you can stop the run and you can run the ball and you're not giving up points, that's a playoff team in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean I can agree with that, man, because as you see, he's only given up 123 points, which averages out to about 17 points per game. One of the biggest stats that I like on the Raiders, man, is this plus 23 turnover ratio. So he's creating turnovers, man, which I mean that reflects him having a nice overall defense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you can get turnovers, man, and stop the other guy from scoring, and you make those turnovers into points, I got to give you a thumbs up for that. You know what I'm saying? When we slide down to the red zone efficiency, he's 82%. I wish I could see that a little higher, but hey, it is what it is, man. Like I said, we always say it could be the division. I don't know, but he has 6 touchdowns, 8 field goals. Third down conversions is a little low. It's below 50%. So for you guys that play the Raiders, man, this might be a little bit of free chicken. If you get him in the third down, man, you might can get that ball. He's only 45%. So
that means he's in a lot of third and longs.
He's in a lot of third and longs.
Stop that run.
He's in a lot of third and long. So this division,
but based off the numbers, you definitely got to give the Raiders the edge in winning that AFC West.
By far.
You know, because he's turning the ball over. His defense is a lot better than the Broncos defense, but it's still gonna come down to those last 2 games. And if I'm the Broncos or the Raiders, I still feel good about trying to lock down the wild card if I can just string some wins together, because right now the Broncos got 3 losses and the rest of his schedule he might lose 1 or 2 games. You know what I'm saying? So you know, you got to be positive with that.
Right. So that division is gonna come down between the Raiders and the Broncos, man. Hey, may the best team win, get a wild card slip in there. Now when you get in the playoffs, hey, don't be one and done. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens, man. All right. So we wrapped up the AFC with the Broncos and the Raiders, man. Now let's move on to a team has a real entertaining owner, and that's the Detroit Lions. This guy, hey, he likes to hit everybody with the boom, boom, boom. Well, me and him just playing, I hear him with the boom, boom, boom. So I just had to throw that in. I had to throw that in there because my man called me a bum. I kind of took heed to that, man. But let's look at these Detroit Lions, man. Offensively, they come in 18th overall, tallying up 2,102 yards. That's like 1,214 passing yards. Rushing yard, he has 888. So he's a little balanced, but I think that rushing is going to increase some, being that he just traded from a man Dalvin Cook. So how do you guys think his offense is going to change or be better off with Cook?
I think it's going to be the same. He is what he is. You know, Dennis Green hooked us to that phrase. He's going to try to run the ball. He got a couple pass plays that he like to mix in. But his focus is running. If he runs on you, he runs on you. The pass, he'll throw a big play here and there, but his offense is what it is, man.
Yeah, and I will say, going forward, his offense, man, there might be a little trouble going forward because superstar Olshansky is out 8 weeks. That's 8 weeks that you're gonna have to ball out with who he got? He got he got Stafford back. So he cut Stafford, took the whatever the cut was or whatever, then brought him back in free agency. That's amazing.
Yeah.
He got Dalvin Cook. He picked up Aaron Jones in free agency. His rookie running back he got with 96 speed is down. So, and his best best receiver, Galladay, he's out. So I mean, he's about to come back early. So I don't know. Without a starting quarterback and without his young fast rookie, man, it might be a little tough going forward. Trying to make that playoff push.
HP, chime in, man. What you think about the boom, boom, boom kid?
I mean, basically, if you stop the run, you pretty much can, control the game when you play him. It's drag route city when you play HBO. But with the quarterback flashman now, it's not like Olshansky was playing lights out. The older brother to Timmy Olshansky, he was okay. I don't see anything where I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta watch out for the flash. Having said that, if he keep running the ball and stringing together some wins, I mean, he can be in the conversation. I don't foresee him getting a wild card, but based off his numbers, the offense is decent. It's just the defense is not as good to me.
Right.
What's those defense numbers like, Mr. KP?
Hey, speaking of the defense, man, the Lions are 17th overall. They've given up 2,044 yards, 178 points, which averages out to be 25 points per game. Now, the stat that sticks out to me the most is his turnover ratio is a -3. You cannot win games like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to create turnovers, but you can't give away the ball. You know what I'm saying? So I think he need to work on getting some turnovers. Maybe next Madden, stay away from me if he wants to win a division. You know what I'm saying? But HBO, cool dude, man, very interesting, man. He has a pretty decent red zone efficiency, 84%. His third down conversions is also under 50%, man. But I think overall, I think he's very balanced. I'd say that. But he came in here and got some wins that I probably thought he probably wouldn't have gotten. So what do you guys think about his defense, man? And this number of -3 for the turnovers?
Man, his defense is ranked in the bottom third of the league. He's given up 106 yards rushing a game, 179. Swiss cheese. That's not a playoff team to me, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough making the playoffs when you got numbers like that, man. The whole thing is you got to get your defense off the field, man. Your defense on the field too long, and you're gonna get shredded. But so you gotta cause some turnovers, cause a couple extra, cause some more blitzes, make some inaccurate throws happen or something, man. You got to do something on defense.
Right.
And I feel like this: if your defense is not, a top 5 defense as far as yardage is concerned, then you're gonna have to start creating some turnovers. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you don't create turnovers, and your defense is in the middle of the pack or past, I say, be honest, past top 10. If your defense is not creating turnovers, it's gonna be hard to win going forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're not creating turnovers and if you're not stopping people from scoring inside the red zone, that's a huge factor in winning and losing. Can you stop somebody from scoring when they get inside the red zone?
Right. That's a big stat, man, that that we might entertain on the next show, the red zone efficiency for the defense. I think that's important. That's an important stat that we may need to look at for teams.
Boom, boom.
Can you get off the field?
Can you get off the field?
If guys is converting third downs all the time on you, man, can you get off the field?
So, now, I mean, just like my man HB said, if you give it up a whole bunch of yards, but you're not giving up points and you making turnovers, you're good. Mm-hmm. But you just can't have a lot of yards and not giving up and not creating turnovers.
Because sometimes we gotta look at it like this. Because sometimes those yards come in garbage time. Like if I got a team by 20, and I'm at the end of the game, I'm really not as focused or locked in because it's not a close game, and so I might give up a big run or a big pass that's for like 80 or 90 yards or whatever on the end of a game type drive. It's called Kirk Cousins yardage. It's called yardage that happens when it doesn't matter, when the game is not in the balance.
Right.
Gotcha.
And like what we talked about earlier with the other two teams. Look at the schedule coming up at the second half of the season. It's not pretty. He got the Rams. The Rams is up and down. You never know what you're gonna get. I guess it's the Forrest Gump. They like a box of chocolates. Then we got the Skins, Jets, Falcons, Bears again. Boom, boom, boom. Patriots, Bills, and then the Dolphins. It's going to be tough. And all the teams that we pretty much named, over half of them play decent offense. So with the numbers that he got right now on defense, they're going to go up.
Right. So are you saying we can stick a fork in them?
Hey, say that for the end.
Yeah,
all right. So that's enough about the Lions and their offense and defense and their turnovers, man. Let's move on to our special guest team. Let's go back to Washington Redskins. So, hey, you know what? We're going to read some of these stats off, man, but we're going to let my man HB, talk about his team. So, offensively, the Redskins are ranked 6th overall. They've tallied up 2,534 yards. Defensively, they're 14th, giving up 168 points, which is 24 points per game. So we're gonna stop right there. Then we're gonna let HB kick in some knowledge about the Skins.
Man, offensively, early on, I mean, we can score points. That's not an issue. But the Terminator Kevin Turnbull was in and out of the lineup, which it messed up the rhythm of our team a little bit because he got knocked out of a game, the first game, came back, the second game, got knocked out again, came back, and then got knocked out for a half. So but he hasn't spent any time beyond being knocked out of a game. But we got the rhythm now. We got a dynamic receiver in Reggie Kelly, as we all know. He gets it done. He's not a big guy, but he's in the Antonio Brown mode. And we can put up the points. Our issue going forward is going to be in getting into the playoffs is locking down on defense. And, we get turnovers and we got to limit giving the ball up if we want to.
Okay.
Now I gotta chime in real quick, man. I heard you, you came out with the Bill Belichick, looking forward and trying to make the playoffs, all that. But you got to explain this 4-3 player. You know what I'm saying? The Redskins, we're not used to seeing. We used to seeing you up there with the 6-2s and the 5-3s or whatever. But 4-3, that's middle of the pack, man. So how would you explain that?
I mean, we lost some games early. We played the Cowboys, a tough game, always a tough game when we play the Cowboys. We played my man KP in Chicago, and then second half, man, just gave this man all kinds of turnovers, especially coming out the kickoff. They just gave him a beautiful fumble, and that just, from that point on, it was just, it snowballed. So we didn't get that win. And then we lost to JB in the game, which we were another turnover, pick 6 at the end. We were in field goal range to tie the game up. But I had a rookie in there, and on the out route, he left it inside. And hey, JB got some good corners. That guy's building a good team over there in Tennessee. He got some good corners, and they took it to the house. So moving forward, there's no panic. We don't feel like we should win every game in my mind. I know everybody might feel like that, but we legitimately feel like the rest of the way, we can put together, I don't know, maybe get to 12, 13 wins.
Okay. Earlier, man, I heard you mentioned turnovers, man. I'm looking at the stat. It's a +1. I mean, would you like to see that stat higher, or how can you create more turnovers, or is it that turnovers really don't matter? You just pretty much have that potent offense where you can just outscore anybody.
No, we feel like we can score with anybody, but at the same time, you don't want to give the ball up. You know, you don't want to keep. I want to limit our turnovers more so, and we'll create turnovers as they come. You know what I'm saying? Right. I mainly want to concentrate on what we got control over, turning the ball over. Sometimes creating turnovers is, it depends on, maybe you can get somebody to fumble, hit stick, or maybe you can create some interceptions, but you never know with that. You know what I'm saying? Right. But we can control what we can control, and we got to limit the interceptions, keep the interceptions down. Kevin only got 9 interceptions on the year, which is decent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 14 touchdowns, 9 picks, but I would like to see that number around about 5.
I got you. So I hear you say you can score with anybody, and one stat that sticks out to me for these Redskins is the red zone efficiency. You're at 96%. I think that's the highest in the league. So basically, what that's saying is when the Redskins get in the red zone, they're scoring. However, this could be, it depends on how you look at it. So some guys have a high efficiency, but they have higher field goals and touchdowns. Where here, the Redskins have 17 touchdowns, 8 field goals. So you can scratch the 3 points when he gets in the red zone. It's 6 or more. You know what I'm saying?
And you also got to look at KP. You also got to look at is on the defensive side. I don't know if you pull those stats up. I can't pull up right now, but I know it's in the top 3 or 4 as far as red zone defense. That's once we get in the red zone, we try not to let you score. If you're gonna score in the red zone, you got to do it outside of the red zone, and that's how we feel about it. And we've given up a lot of big plays, so we got to limit those too. Being
the fact that you brought that stat up, your defensive red zone efficiency is 85%. So you're stopping people from scoring. That rate is pretty high. So that's another thing. Get in the red zone, you score. People get in the red zone, they don't score. So that's a formula for winning. Hopefully you can get some of these wins up, man. And we see you in the playoffs, man. Now you guys have any more questions from my man H-Speed?
Yeah. These Redskins, what stick out to me is your pass defense is in the top 5. But when you look on the flip side, you're giving up an average of 120 yards rushing a game. How do you plan on fixing that run defense moving forward?
That's a great question, Tywork. And I want people to get into a false sense of security and thinking they can just come in and run over the top of the Redskins. I want y'all to look at those numbers and line up and think y'all gonna punch us in the face. A lot of those numbers came from the Chicago Bear game. We gave up 3 plays of like 70 yards or more, I believe. It was ridiculous.
First play was like 70 yards.
So I mean, I know you can't take away a game, but sometimes, if if you get into a situation where you're giving up big plays, and that's like I said, we've given up a lot of big plays throughout the year, and most of those came on the ground. I might was trying out a defense, which I know not to try that defense against the Bears again. And cut back was there all day, and it was a wrap. So, but I encourage the rest of the league to think you're going to get 120 yards a game rushing, and see if you're going to get a win. I encourage that. All
right, now I got one for you. Now I joined at the tail end of the last cycle, and everyone said you was the king of the running game. But now we starting to see that you transitioning over to the pass a little bit more. Is that due to your division or the game in general?
Man, tight work coming up with a lot of great questions. I'm still the king of the rushing. If I wanted to lead the league in rushing, I think I can do so. But what happened was that, especially early on in this cycle, P. Ryan kept getting hurt. This shit was ridiculous. Every fucking year, towards the end of the year or middle of the year, he's out 7-8 weeks. And so we got a kid in Reggie Kelly, and the guy just came in and he was a beast. I didn't even know he was that good, until P. Ryan went down and we had to rely on the passing game. And I don't know, we transitioned a little bit, even though P. Ryan still has 700 yards rushing, 600, 7 touchdowns, still gets his touches. It's just more of a balanced attack now going forward, Tybert.
Okay, cool. Good to hear.
All right.
Now, what is it going to take to get that Kelly out of Washington?
How many drafts you got, man? How many firsts you got? That's the question.
Hey, I don't know, man. Hey, that's a Petey Piper, man. You might just need a little young chick to slide over there, man. You might.
Hey, the Pied Piper just signed a contract extension, 5 years, man. Dude, he'll be with the Redskins until Madden 19, man. We gonna roll with him.
All right.
Hey, this is my last question, man, for you, man, and I'm pretty sure you might, know what it is. I think this week you play your nemesis, Hot Tub, and them Cowboys, man. Can you tell me what can we expect from this game, man?
Expect that winning streak to be over with, man. Hey, this dude be getting. If anybody ever watched that broadcast when I play the Cowboys, the shit that happens between our games is amazing shit. You know what I mean? 4th and 1, they take it to the house. Or block field goal at the end of the half. I'm about to cut it. He take it for a touchdown. It's those type of things. And that one of the big things is that his team is stacked. I don't know if y'all. That team is stacked. His computer versus my CPU is no match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's a difficult game, but I feel like we can win the game. We were down I think it was 28-10 in that game, the last game we played. And I came back, and what Satan was a 3rd and 15 where he had 10 seconds in the pocket. So we feel like we're gaining ground. But the main thing is not the regular season, as y'all know. I'm trying to beat this dude in the playoffs. That's when it's going to count. Yeah, and so sometimes you just gotta, write down your notes, take down your notes, and figure out what works, and break it out for the playoffs.
I got you. All right. So. All right.
That's a good transition into these predictions.
All right, so let's run through these predictions real quick, man. Let's start. Let's go back with the Broncos. What do you guys see them finishing, man? In the playoffs or out?
By the numbers, I'm just looking at the numbers. By the numbers, I see them out.
Okay.
I got
the Broncos out.
I got the Broncos catching. I got I got the Raiders falling and the Broncos catching them.
All right, HP, give me your 2 cents.
Based off the numbers and based off the schedule, man, it's possible they can get a wild card. They got 3 losses now. Let me see. 3. They might, man, they just going to be on the outside looking in. I think they win 10 games. But 10 games, not going to get it done in the AFC. Maybe 11, but I still think it's not going to get it done. I think they're on the outside looking in. But with a great improvement, something to build on going into the next season.
All right.
Yeah.
So we pretty much, killed two birds with one stone. Talking about the Broncos and the Raiders. Let's move on to the Lions, man. Who I think this will be a unanimous decision. I think he's out.
Man, hey, I don't want to be on none of HBO. I say he's in. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Maybe he'll be my friend to give me a sweet deal trade.
I think we get to see more shows as he has more time to do them because he won't be in the playoffs. So
HB.
Hey, my man HBO, you about to get hit with the boop 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 on the second end of this year. You're 4-4 now. You might win 6 games, and if you win 8 games, it's a success in my mind. If you get to 8, you did a great job.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, we got the Skins. I got the Skins sneaking in, man. I got the Skins sneaking in only because I think last year they was around the same, place last year, and they sneaked in. So I got them in. What y'all think?
Woo! No, that was a shout out to Flair. But I got him in. I like this offense. I like his defense versus the run. You know what I'm saying? I mean versus the pass. And when you putting up points, guys start running on you as much and start trying to throw it up. And like you said, I'm gonna have faith in him. He said that nobody's gonna run on him like them Bears did. So I got them Skins getting in.
Weeks 99. What's up,
man? So right now I'm looking at it. Him and Matty Ice got the same record. But the Cowboys and the Eagles is right over you, man. I think you might not make it in just by the skin of your teeth, man.
HB, you in or out, man?
Oh, we're absolutely gonna make it, man. The key games in our schedule, of course, is our division games. We got the Cowboys coming up, and we got 2 games versus the Eagles, which are always tough games. But if we can win 2 out of those 3 games, I think it's a lock. We in the playoffs.
Gotcha. So, man, that's it, man. We went over the Broncos, Raiders, Lions, and the Skins. Talked about their predictions, offense and defense. Want to send a shout out to our special guest, HB, to my co-host, Tight Work, Sweets 99.
Yeah,
hey, man, always enjoy doing the show with y'all. HB, love seeing you play, man. Shout out to Nuke. All the hard work that he does, man. And hey, man, we just want to say, make sure you subscribe to the network, DML Network, man. Hit the like button, leave comments, so we can always bring you some great content. And with that being said,
hey, one thing, man. Hey, let's give a shout out to Daddy League for providing some of these stats. You know what I mean? We can't do it without Daddy League, so. And they doing a good job of updating their site and everything. So let's get them special thanks, man.
All right, shout out to Daddy Leagues.
Absolutely, stuff they put on there has been great. The additions they made with the trade value and other things they put on there. That's a big shout out to Daddy's Leagues.
Word up. So, like I said, man, as we always say, kids lie, politics lie, the numbers don't. So. We out on that note, fellas.
Thank you for tuning into the DML Network. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button below.